Hello guys, welcome back to TechDose, and in this video we will see the build heap algorithm. In this case we will be seeing how to build a max heap. So in the similar way you can also build a min heap. The prerequisite for seeing this video is to watch my video on Heapify algorithm, and this video is the third video on the heap implementation part. So I have already made a lot of videos regarding this heap, so you should watch them. The link for those will be present in the description below. So first I will expect you to watch those videos and then come back. Now let us just recap some of the concepts which we will be using here. In this case, if the heap size is n, that is if our heap is having n elements, then the range of leaves will be from n by 2 floor to n minus 1 if our array is 0 indexed. Okay. And the range of internal nodes will be the rest of the nodes. The nodes which are not the leaf nodes will obviously be internal nodes, and therefore it will range from 0 to n by 2 floor minus 1. So this is true for a complete binary tree. Now if our parent is at index I, then the left child will be at index 2 into I plus 1, and the right child will be at index 2 into I plus 2. And similarly, if our left child is at I or our right child is at I, then our parent index will be I by 2 ceil minus 1, right? So this was just a recap. Now one thing to note here is we can heapify index I only if all the elements in both the left and the right subtrees are following the heap property. That is, the left and the right subtrees must already be a heap. Okay, so this I have already explained in the previous lecture. The link for that will be present in the description below. Now let us see, if we are given an array, then how do we form a max heap out of it? Okay, so our goal is, given an array, we want to build a max heap. Okay, so let's assume that here we are given 8 elements in the array indexed from 0 to 7. Now we can easily find out the range of leaves according to the formula which I had shown. Okay, and the rest of the nodes will be the internal nodes. Now having known that, I have already told you that the leaf node will always follow the heap property. Either you talk about the max heap or the min heap property, it will always follow the heap property, right? So the only nodes which we need to take care is the internal nodes. Now if we just heapify the internal nodes, then our entire array will now become a heap. Okay, so let us max heapify this entire heap. Now how do we do that? In what order should we heapify? Okay, so that is a very important question. Now in this case, I had already shown in the important notice that if you are applying heapify on index I, then the entire left subtree as well as the entire right subtree should already be a heap. Okay, otherwise you cannot apply heapify on this index I. So if you know that concept already, and let's say you want to apply heapify to this node, this is the root node. Okay, so let's assume that you are applying heapify to all these nodes from left to right. So this left to right is nothing but the top down order. Okay, so can you apply heapify to this node 3? Now in order to apply heapify to this node 3, this entire left subtree as well as this entire right subtree should already be a heap. Okay, but according to this given problem, when you are considering this root node, then there might be some internal nodes in the left subtree as well as in the right subtree, so they might not be in order already. Okay, so that is why we already know that only the leaves will be following the heap property and not the internal nodes. So we need to first bring the internal nodes to follow the heap property, and then we can heapify this element, right? So that is why we will have to first heapify the last internal node, that is this 0. Okay, and then we will have to move in the bottom up order. So in this array we will not be heapifying from left to right, but instead we will be heapifying from right to left. Okay, now when we are looking at this 0, this node 0, then obviously this node 0 will only be having the leaf nodes because this is the last internal node, right? So we can apply the heapify algorithm, because since we already know that all its left as well as right child will be a leaf, so they will be a heap. Okay, so now let's compare this 9 with 0. Since we are trying to form a max heap, therefore we will be taking the maximum element to the root. So maximum is 9, so 9 will be replacing this 0. Okay, so there is no right child, it is now heapified. Now move on to the next element. This 3 index is done, we will move to index 2, which is 5. Now at this 5, is there any element which is greater than 5 in the left as well as the right child? No, there is no such element. Therefore, this is already heapified. Now we will move to the next index, which is index 1. So at index 1, this is value 6. Is there any element which is greater than 6 as its left child or right child? Yes, the maximum element is 9. So this 9 will be replacing this 6. 8 was also greater, but we will be taking the maximum element. Okay. Now we will see that this 6 is already greater than 0, so no need to heapify this one. Okay. Now we will move to the next node, which is 0. So 0 is this one, 3. Now in its left child as well as right child, which one is the maximum element? Well, maximum of 3, 9, 5 will be 9. So 9 will come here and 3 will come here. Okay. Now we again need to heapify this. We need to check if this is at the correct place. So in the left child as well as in the right child, which one is maximum? 8 is maximum. So 8 will be replacing this value 3 and 3 will come here. Now 3 is already a leaf, so nothing will be done. So this is the final heap structure where 9 is forming the root, 8 is its left child, 5 is its right child, and for this node its left child is 6 and its right child is 3. Okay, and this 0 is the last element. So this is the entire algorithm for forming a max heap using the max heapify algorithm. So if you just look at this algorithm in order to do max heapify, what we are actually doing is we are taking all the internal nodes. This a.heap size is nothing but the value n, which is the number of nodes in the array. So we are moving from n by 2 floor -1 to 0. So this is nothing but the range of our internal nodes. So range of our internal nodes was nothing but if you already remember, from 0 to n by 2 floor -1. So we are moving in the reverse order, that is in the bottom up order, because we cannot heapify a given index I if its left as well as right subtrees are not already a heap. Okay, so that is the reason we want to make the lower parts as heap in order to heapify the upper nodes. Okay, so I hope you have already understood this, and this is the max heapify algorithm. We will be heapifying all the internal nodes one by one. Now once you have understood this, what will be the time complexity? You already know that in order to heapify you need time of log n, which is the height of the tree, because in the worst case you will be moving from the node to the farthest leaf, and that will be nothing but the height of this tree, which is log n. And we are doing this operation for all the internal nodes, and internal nodes are in the order of n by 2. So this is nothing but n. Okay. If you take order of n by 2, then this will come as order of n. Therefore, the total time complexity will be order of n log n. This seems pretty logical, right? But this is not the case here. The actual time complexity is just order of n. So just for understanding how it is coming order of n, we will look at the proof. So before seeing at the actual proof, we will take an example. In this case, let us assume that we are taking a perfect binary tree, and this is having 4 levels, that is height from 0 to 3. Okay. Now I have already written the number of nodes here at each level. At level 1, number of nodes will be 1. This is the maximum number of nodes. This is a perfect binary tree. At level 2, that is this height 2. Okay. At height 2, maximum number of nodes will be 2. At height 1, maximum number of nodes will be 4. And at height 0, maximum number of nodes will be 8. Okay. This is just an example. Now at any level h, you will see that maximum number of nodes will follow this formula, n by 2 to the power h plus 1 seal. Okay, so this is valid for perfect binary tree. You can take some other examples, some other perfect binary trees, and this formula will fit there. Okay, so what is h? H is nothing but the given height, and what is n? N is the number of nodes. Okay, so for almost complete binary tree, all the levels will not be entirely filled, and therefore it will be having at least one node less than this perfect binary tree. So these all concepts I have already explained in my previous videos, so do watch it. The link will be given in the description below. So the maximum number of nodes in this case will be at least one less than what we have for the perfect binary tree, and therefore it will always be less than n by 2 to the power h plus 1 seal, right? So I hope you got this concept. You can take some examples and just dry run. You will understand it better. So the time complexity to max heapify a node at height h will obviously be order of h, and in this case h is nothing but log n, right? So the maximum number of nodes at a given height h is n by 2 to the power h plus 1, which is for the perfect banded tree. So in the worst case, our complete banded tree will be a perfect banded tree. Therefore, the total time, that is, you can also assume as the total work done at level h, will be equals to n by 2 to the power h plus 1 ceil into order of h. Because at a given level h, you are having these many number of nodes. And for each node you will require this amount of time. So this will be the total time in order to heapify all the nodes at a given level, right? Now more the height of a node, more is the expected runtime, because we need to move more and more downwards. In the worst case, we will have to move to the farthest leaf. So if you are at a more height, then we might be required to move a larger distance. So the time complexity will be higher if the node is at a greater height. So this is pretty logical. Therefore, the total time complexity for all the nodes, for all the heights. So our height will range from h equals to 0 to log n, because this is the maximum height, right? So the total time will be ranging from h equals to 0 to log n, summation of all the time for all the levels, and at each level we will be having n by 2 to the power h plus 1 number of nodes, this is ceil, and that will be multiplied by the time complexity at each level. Okay, so this we had already understood, and we are just adding for all the levels from h equals to 0 to log n. Now one thing to remember here is h equals to 0 is nothing but the last level, and the last level will obviously always be containing only the leaf nodes, and we already know that the leaf nodes will always be following the min or the max heap property. So you don't really need to heapify the leaf nodes. So what we can do is we can start this h equals to 1 to log n, but just for the sake of taking the worst case scenario, we will be taking from h equals to 0 to log n, right? Now, as you can see, we can just reformulate that for formula which we had already written and write total time equals to summation of h equals to 0 to log n, and this will be n by 2 to the power h into 2 into ch. So this was written earlier as 2 to the power h plus 1, and we can write it as 2 to the power h into 2. And order of h can be written as ch, where c is a constant, right? So if we again reformulate it, then you will see that this n and c are constant, so we can take it out. This 2 is also a constant, we can take it out. And whatever is left inside, because this is a variable of h, okay, so we are basically summing from h equals to 0 to log n, so variable is h here. So apart from h, everything else will be going out, so this will remain, right? Now this is pretty logical that whatever you are seeing here will always be less than whatever you are seeing here, because all the variables are same, everything is same, but except this summation is running from h equals to 0 to infinity. And since this h and 2 to the power h is always positive, therefore if you are adding positive numbers more number of times, then obviously it will be greater. Therefore this right hand side will always be greater than this left hand side. Okay, now it is already known by proof that summation h equals to 0 to infinity h by 2 to the power h will be equals to 2. This you can find on internet if you are interested in knowing about this. Therefore once we know this, then obviously the total time for this one, for this case, will be equals to cn by 2 is already like a constant value, and this total summation of h equals to 0 to infinity h by 2 to the power h will be 2. Okay, and now this 2 will be cancelled with this 2, and this will be order of cn, and since we are calculating in terms of n, therefore c is just a constant, so this will become order of n. Therefore the build heap takes only order of n time, right? Now you might think that why we have taken this summation h equals to 0 to infinity, it was h equals to 0 to log n. So what we are doing is we are just making assumptions about the worst case. So in the worst case scenario, like this will be giving us the worst case, right? This is which we should have calculated, but since this is the upper bound, this one is the upper bound of this left hand side formula. So if we can just find out the time complexity for this, then we can say that it is also the time complexity for this one, right? So just for the sake of taking the worst case, we have started h equals to 0, okay, and not with h equals to 1, but we should have ideally started with h equals to 1, but it would not have mattered. and for this one as well, we are starting h equals to 0 to infinity. You can just rewind the video and watch it again, you will understand. So in order to build a heap, the total time complexity will be order of n, and the space complexity will range up to a maximum of order of log n, right? So I hope you are able to understand the build heap algorithm using the max heapify. You can apply the min heapify in order to build a min heap. Okay, so that is just a homework for you. I hope you will do it. If you have any problem, then do comment below and I'll try to help you as soon as possible. Like and share our video and subscribe to our channel in order to watch more of these programming videos. See you in our next video. Thank you.